May God's blessings be upon you as we enter the season of Lent. It is a holy season that can bring us much growth as we prepare to renew our faith and celebrate and remember the Easter mysteries. Most of us like to give up something for the 40 days of the Lenten season, but there are a number as well that like to do something extra for the 40 days of Lent. The theme of this video is just that, to do something extra, one in which we can name loving service. The call to loving service in which we are each called is seen throughout the gospel. One example is when Jesus speaks of the sheep and the goats. For those on the right, the sheep that inherit the kingdom, they took on deeds of loving service, feeding the hungry, giving drink to the thirsty, clothing to those in need, visiting those in need such as in prison. In effect, loving service by deeds of mercy. Another example of loving service is the parable of the Good Samaritan found in Luke chapter 10. Jesus speaks of the loving service by the Good Samaritan to the man who fell victim to robbers, and then says at the end of the story in chapter 10, verse 37, "Go and do likewise." Finally, at the foot washing on Holy Thursday, Jesus reminded his disciples to be a people of loving service. We are to do to others what Jesus has done for us, and we know that he did many wonderful things of loving service. Service can mean many things, so much so that even the homebound or the elderly can participate. Prayer can be an act of loving service. This is powerful because even if one is sick or homebound or not able to be physically active, prayer is spiritually active and possible. Many people strive to include a new habit of prayer for the 40 days and hope that the fruit of this good habit will continue after. Praying the Stations of the Cross is a common prayer practiced during Lent. Some of the faithful even include the family or the children in this activity to make it a communal activity of prayer during this time. The final suggestion I will propose is to consider volunteering at the church. There are so many activities that happen here that contain deeds of loving service. To be a faith formation teacher or aide, to help lead one of the welcome retreats, or to be part of the People Helping People ministry. These are just a few of the activities that include deeds of loving service. It is difficult to think of a church group that does not include loving service. So you are encouraged to consider our many church activities and see if any are calling you as an avenue to loving service. As we enter into these 40 days of Lent, let us consider our acts of loving service, that they may help us to grow spiritually and to prepare ourselves to joyfully enter into the Easter mysteries and the gift of Easter.
I was a cradle Catholic. I've gone to St. Jude actually for my whole life, except for in a period where I went to college. I went to St. John's in Stillwater.
That's where I went through RCIA and got confirmed and everything at Easter Vigil.
For Lent, we try to give up something, but not just for the sake of giving it up. We try to give up something that are more meaningful, that are reminders of the suffering that Christ did for us.
Do we do something special on Fridays?
Not eating meat.
What do you like to do during Lent?
Going to the fish fry. We don't eat meat.
Fridays we don't eat meat. What's your favorite thing with cheese?
Cheese quesadilla.
Each year we kind of add in more traditions and activities that we're able to do.
I've always sort of done the sacrifice thing, but there are probably a lot of times, especially when I was younger, that it was less meaningful, but I've certainly taken it more seriously in the last few years, especially after going through Welcome. So.
Now that the boys are older, they're starting to go to their religious education classes and going to the Lenten workshops. Those have been a lot of fun. I teach RE every week. I didn't grow up with religion in my home, and so that's something that's been really important to us.
On top of giving stuff up for Lent, we also like to add opportunities for us to do something kind for somebody or to do something extra. Like last year we went to the living stations, which is a lot of fun. We got to see that. We're planning on going to the family stations this year.
Yes, I think the boys will really enjoy getting to see that. We're excited to go to the family stations of the cross this year.